At Parker, Pollard, Wilton, and Peden, we have a strong commitment to providing our clients with quality legal services. Attorneys Barry Wilton and Ashley Harris of our Business and Real Estate Group will be discussing potential tax consequences of forgiveness of debt.
I've just gotten a call from a prospective new client. He owns a piece of real estate secured by a loan. Property's worth about $3.5 million. The loan was $3 million. With the downturn in the real estate market, property's worth about $2.5 million now. He's feeling pretty happy because he just talked to his lender, and his lender is thinking about writing the loan down to $2 million and forgiving about $1 million. I've told him that he's probably got some forgiveness issues and may have $1 million in taxable income.
I bet you he wasn't happy once he heard that.
That concerned him.
Yeah.
So I told him that I would come talk to you, we would discuss it, and I'd get back to him.
You know, we're getting more and more calls like that every day, I think, that relate to the real estate downturn, and it's really a real complex area, so we really need to get more information about how he holds the property and that type of thing. So I'll probably ask you a couple of questions, but the first thing and the most important thing to do right now is to go back and call him and tell him, don't talk to the bank anymore. Don't strike a deal with the bank, okay? Because there may be ways we need to structure this that will end up being better for him.
Okay, I'll tell him not to talk to the bank. Let us get a plan in place first.
Okay. First question is, how does he own the real estate? Does he own it in a corporation, an S Corp, a C Corp, an LLC individually? Do you know?
It's owned in an LLC. He's not the only member, and I know there is an investor member.
Ooh, that could be a problem. And let me kind of tell you why that may be kind of important. Okay. As you know, he may have $1 million of forgiveness of debt in his income. Okay. But there's certain exceptions to that, and the most important exception is the bankruptcy or insolvency exception. And basically what that says is if your liabilities are greater than your assets, okay, then you don't have forgiveness of debt in this income. Now, you don't have to file bankruptcy or anything, it's just, are you insolvent? Which is in this case, could apply to a lot of people. But there's a huge distinction in how you apply the insolvency test to whether or not it's an S corporation that holds the real estate or LLC. Because if it's an S corporation, okay, the insolvency test is applied at the corporate level, whereas if it's an LLC, the insolvency test is applied at the member level. Okay? Okay. And let me give you an example. Okay, let's say you've got your $1 million of forgiveness of indebtedness because the lender's writing the loan down $1 million. If the borrower is an S corp, okay, the S corp's probably insolvent, okay, because its assets are less than its liabilities.
Right.
Okay, because of that, you apply the test at the corporate level, and that means that you have an insolvent corporation, so the insolvency exception applies, and there is no forgiveness of debt in this income.
Okay.
Got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it's completely different with an LLC. Okay. And let's use the example. Let's say your guy owns 60% of the LLC, and the investor owns 40%.
Okay.
And let's say your guy is insolvent personally. Okay. He's not going to have any forgiveness of the debt in this income because you apply the test to the member level. Right? But the investor is in a different situation. He owns 40%, so he's going to end up having, if there's $1 million of forgiveness of the debt in this income, he's going to have $400,000 of taxable income, and he's not going to be happy.
Wow, that's about $160,000 in tax. Yeah, he's not going to be happy about that at all.
Yeah, and that's at the current maximum rates. With where taxes are going, it's going to be a whole lot worse.
Wow.
Okay. Now, there are other exceptions that you can look at. If the debt is non-recourse debt, you may get a different result. Okay. Also, Congress has passed a law in 2009 because they could see this coming because of all these real estate disasters that are out there. What you're allowed to do in certain situations is to defer that forgiveness of debt in this income, okay, to 2014 to 2018. So you get more time to pay the tax. You still end up having to pay the tax. Okay. Now, there may be some things that we can do to change the result for our guy, if he holds the property in an LLC, that we may be able to save him from having to have any forgiveness of indebtedness income. But what we need to do is to get him in here right away and just stress to him, don't talk to anybody until he talks to us.
Okay.
So you need to call him and get him in here right away.
I'm going to call him right now.
We hope you found this information helpful, and if you want to know more about this or other legal topics, please call or email us today.